Yo, what's going on, guys? Selectorch here, and today we have yet another build interview, build review, and I'm here with none other than Juke Walkerluck.
Hello, hello.
All right.
What's up?
What's going on, man? So, what's the name of your build? Like, what do you call this?
Well, I don't really say it has a name, but it's really good for killing high-end bosses in Deepwoken.
Okay,
I made it just for that.
So it's the Power One boss slayer then. This is the name. All right. So, what's your primary gimmick?
Well, it's kind of easy to see. It's my Prof Thorns. If I didn't have my Prof Thorns, I wouldn't be able to kill like any of the bosses at any NPC almost at Power 1, because Power 1s don't get any PvE scaling unlike level 30s and 40s, so I have to rely on other methods of damage, whereas, you know, a normal player would just go on M1ing something. I actually have to parry enemies' attacks in order to deal loads of damage. But because Prof actually scales with your level as well, it's still like not enough normally to kill bosses.
Right. So I guess in a lot of your fights you were mainly playing defensively, dodging and parrying the whole time?
Yeah, pretty much just like playing it smart, long patience, being able to pull off as many parries as possible, etc.
So when you were fighting the Duke, did the Proc Thorns affect, like, did he parry at all with like his second phase?
Well, no, I would say the only time he parried was in his shield phase, because, you know, in his shield phase everything gets reflected, so the only time I'd be able to parry his attacks is, you know, when he does his strong left, or he does that one aerial, you know, spear attack, and when my Prof Thorns hits him, it just gets reflected automatically. But after that phase, there is pretty much no problem with it. It always hits him.
Alright, how about your side gimmicks?
Well, in order to like capitalize as much as possible with the build, you need more than Prof Thorns. So I went out my way and I grinded a bunch of Duke kills with a friend to get crazy slots, which actually helped me a ton with increasing my base damage so that I could kill stuff much quicker with my M1s, because, as you know, as I said, Power 1s don't get any PvE scaling, so no extra base damage or scaling, anything like that. So getting as much base damage as possible, and also unlocking the ability to have many different abilities that have extremely high base damage, help immensely with the boss fights.
Is there anything else besides the crazy slots then?
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, potions.
Potions?
Like, potions have so many different uses, yeah. Like, for example, in the Duke fight, I used these potions right here. I still have them on me. Disgusting Banes, I'd use them to deal crowd damage. They're the ones that deal damage to you.
Alright, yeah.
As you can see. They might not do a lot, but to the minions, which have like no health, they are essential to beating the fight, for example. And then if you're like fighting Primadon, using strength potions is also really important if you want to be able to kill him in time, because, you know, he has a despawn timer, so you have to do as much damage as possible.
All right, is there any like type of gear you're wearing or anything like that that made it like possible to do these this challenge?
I mean, depending on the challenge, definitely. Like, if we're talking about Primadon, like in terms of gear, monster damage is really important in order to gain that extra edge against, you know, his health and stuff like that. Also because any source of increased damage, like the potions or the monster damage, that increases your Prof Thorns activation damage, so it's really helpful.
So is there anything you would want if you were to do this again, like missing in this build? Like, what type of thing would you do?
I mean, I'd probably want like a different bell depending on what boss I fight, but like knowing that's pretty impossible. You only get one shot of getting a bell, so if I had to choose, it'd probably be Shardbow. Shardbow is like, yeah, it's a solid amount of damage. The base damage doesn't change, doesn't get increased. Using strength potions would make it absolutely insane. I'd be able to easily kill Duke minions.
And I think there's also a variant that sets people on fire. I'm not sure.
Like the explosive variant, which like lingers like a fireball. Yeah, very powerful.
All right, so after talking to you, this build honestly is pretty unique, and I would have to give it a rating of 10 out of 10, honestly, like straight up.
Yeah,
like,
well,
you're one of a kind. You're one of a kind. You've beaten every single Deepwoken boss, or pretty much every single.
Kaido.
Yeah.
Except Kaido.
I'm pretty sure you're gonna get a video out there eventually getting Kaido, maybe doing some other crazy things. But yeah, you're the first one to do this, I believe. The only person I've seen do this at all. So yeah, your build's pretty unique. 10 out of 10. Now I guess we're gonna roll some clips of you doing these bosses.
Yeah, just show the strategy of just like how I went through these, I guess.
Yep. So yeah, that's all for me, guys, and peace out. So, is there anything else you would like to talk about the build?
I mean, it has Legion Fist and Way of Neve as well, which took me a while to grind. And I also have Revenge.
Yeah,
with Bloodless on
Revenge with Bloodless. Nice. That must have been useful in the boss fights then. Get
I
some
mean,
HP.
yeah, definitely with Duke minions when they're not blocking, you get a lot of HP back.
How about the talents? Do you have any talents?
Well, I mean, it's a power one. The only talents I'm gonna get is from gear, I guess. But like, there's also this like the stat distribution is really important as a power one. So I chose to put all my points into, or basically all my points into Fortitude, so I could equip better helmets. And also because one of the helmets that I had in storage was actually a viscosity helmet, which, if you didn't know, allows you to survive a lot of hits where you would normally just get like knocked. So if you're about, I don't know, let's say 20% HP and Primadon stomps you and you would normally die from that stomp, viscosity would save you. So it's an incredibly important stat to invest in my opinion, as level 1. I could have also gone like, I don't know, 10 charisma and I could have gone tacit, but they made an update that reduces the effectiveness of members at low levels and you don't have to train them anymore, which means it would be like terrible.
Do you have any future plans, Juke?
I mean, with this account, I'm hoping to keep it, I don't know, power 1, I guess. I mean, if they release more bosses in the future, I'll definitely be there to, you know, kill them.
All right.
With this account if I can, or I'll be finding other ideas that are unique and original.